Today we're going to be talking about occurrence-based versus claims-made policies. Most insureds generally get this one incorrect and don't necessarily understand the difference between the two. So we're going to start with the hard one, which is claims-made policies. Claims-made policies include professional indemnity, directors and officers liability, molestation cover under a general liability policy, it's a sublimit, and also another sublimit under a general liability policy known as errors and omissions. So what is a claims-made policy? A claims-made policy is essentially, it's a short tail class of insurance. It's a policy that is new each year. It's not a renewal. An occurrence-based policy is a renewal. So the insurer is on risk for the policy period, which is generally a year, and then off. A new policy is required each year, new proposal form, etc., then the insurer has to, or the underwriter has to underwrite the risk again every year. So it provides cover for claims that are made during the policy period arising from events occurring in the preceding 6 years, which is the statute of limitations, and it does differ depending on which industry we're talking about, or post the retroactive date. So it's very important that when you look at your PI, your D&O, molestation, E&O, that you look at the retroactive date. Generally, it's unlimited, which means it's for the full statute of limitations, full 6 years. However, sometimes it can be a different date. So for example, if you haven't procured PI, professional indemnity, before, and it's, say you're a sizable risk, at times the insurer may apply an inception retroactive date, which means anything, all the actions occurring preceding that date are not covered. Even though a claim may be made, if the event occurred prior to that date, it's not covered. Another reason why an insurer may have a different date is if they want to exclude any event or any potential issue that happened in the past that they may be aware of. Simply they've just excluded it by having a retroactive date after that incident date. Thing to also note on a PI policy, D&O policy especially as well, is cost inclusive, cost exclusive. You're going to see that written both on the limit and then on the deductible. What does that mean? Glad you asked. That's in regards to legal costs. So if you look at the limit, if it says costs inclusive, it means that limit is inclusive of legal costs. If you look at the excess or the deductible, if that says costs inclusive, that means that that deductible is payable if legal costs are incurred. Costs exclusive means the excess is only payable if there is some sort of settlement that excludes the legal costs. So you always want to have the deductible, if you can, cost exclusive. It's better. So what's the difference between a notification and a claim being made? So a notification will simply be verbal or email correspondence, which we see a lot of. Technically, from our perspective, a claim is made when generally a legal document like a writ of summons is presented, which details the negligence, it details the costs, it has the dates, etc. When a document like that is received, then depending on the deductible that's applicable, depending on the level or the quantum of the claim, then you may lodge a claim or it may be handled in-house. Moving on from claims made, you have occurrence-based policies. Now, simply put, if the claimable event occurred in the policy period, regardless when the claim is made, subject to the statute of limitations, the policy should respond. So for example, if a car is on a motor vehicle policy, if a car is crashed within or damaged within the policy period, and a week after the policy expires, you put the claim in, because it occurred within the policy period, it will still provide cover. So what kind of policies are occurrence-based? So we've got home, motor vehicle, public liability, workers' comp, property. I hope this helps. If you need any help, feel free to give us a call, reach out.